Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here. I'm Monisha Prakash, co-founder and CEO of Lumo BodyTech. And we use smart sensors and software to help people be healthier. We just announced about 6 weeks ago our second product called Lumo Lift. It's this very tiny, very stylish clasp that you see me wearing right here below my collarbone. And it's customizable to suit a variety of fashion tastes. We offer different colors, styles, designs. And we like to think that we're closing the gap where technology meets fashion. And what we do, the tracker, it tracks activities, steps, calories, and mileage, but it also uniquely tracks posture. And the reason why posture is important is it's obviously related to how you look. It's also related to confidence. There's scientific research that correlates posture to feelings of power, perceptions of power, and posture is related to things like back pain, digestion, circulation, breathing. But what's really hard about posture in our day-to-day lives, we have these computer jobs where we're sitting for long periods of time, and we lose track. And so how Lumo products work, such as the new Lumo Lift, is it helps you become more aware. If you opt into a power-up session, the sensor will gently vibrate when you slouch to remind you to straighten up. And through a connection via Bluetooth, it will also connect to an app on our to an app on your smartphone, which hopefully we're going to have set up pretty soon here. But the idea is that it's able to track everything from your sitting posture to your standing posture, walking, standing, your sleeping positions, whether you're lying on the left, right, back, and front. And I know it looks like it's cut off, but I'll just go ahead and get started and see if we can work with what we have. So this is our app for our first product, Lumo Back. And as you'll see, this is my avatar. And as I stand nice and straight, my avatar is straight. As I slouch and have bad posture, my avatar turns orange and frowny. As I straighten up, he straightens up. It can monitor my walking steps as well as my running steps. But we spend most of our time sitting, and sitting poorly, like this, or like this. And what we need to do is sit like this. And so what it does is when I do slouch poorly, based on the settings I have it on, I get that vibration to remind me to straighten up. But that's not all. So we track your posture score. So the green is good and orange is slouched. We track your days, weeks, and months. We also track your sit time. Sitting is now known as the new smoking. Even if you exercise every day, if you're sitting for extended periods of time, you're literally shaving years off of your life. So we're able to distinguish your sitting time both in a car as well as on your regular chair. We count how many times you stand up. If you do have a desk job and you need to sit for long periods of time, simply standing up every 30 minutes, 45 minutes makes a big difference. And we track your steps, calories, mileage, and also your sleep. So last night I slept a little over 7 hours, and you can see my sleeping positions, how much I was on my back, right, left, and front. So I'm going to share with you something that we don't have commercially available yet, but just to showcase our capabilities along the lines of being able to track your biomechanics. That's where we're really, we have a lot of differentiated IP, is getting very deep resolution into what you're doing with your body. I'm going to do some yoga for you. And I'm going to have to put my microphone down, but what you'll see me do is a plank, and then a cobra, and then a downward dog. Thank you. This is such an exciting time to be in this space where we can, as we like to say, our vision is to give the body a voice. And using technologies like the sensors that we use and the algorithms that we've developed and having this very rich human-computer interaction, we can do that. We can give the body a voice so that whether you're trying to improve your performance or whether you're trying to avoid injuries or recover from injury or illness, we can really understand your body's voice and be able to give feedback. We believe that you can't improve what you don't measure, but also data by itself is useless. If you don't turn that data into actionable insights and into real-time feedback, then it's really hard to change and to improve. And so that is where we focus. I believe some of the other questions to answer were in terms of our funding. We're not actively raising a round right now, but always happy to build relationships with future investors. We've raised over $6 million in the course of the company. We did a Series A about 1.5 years ago. And in terms of recruiting for the team, we have engineering positions open, particularly iOS, as well as a head of marketing position, especially if somebody with a very strong consumer DNA, somebody who has taken a company from very early stage like ours and really grown it. What's really exciting about our technology and the approach that we're taking, it opens us up to so many channels, everything from consumer retail to fashion, to health and beauty, wellness, corporate wellness, ergonomics. The applications of our technology are very vast, and we're really excited to be amongst the other wearable tech pioneers in seeing where our technology can go. So am I allowed to take questions? All right, happy to take questions.
Hold on, I'll run a mic.
Thank you. First off, great presentation.
Thank you.
Are you working with chiropractors or physical therapists and kind of giving them a download? That way they can look at how patients are moving when they're not in their offices.
Yes, chiropractors and physical therapists are very big fans of what we do for a few reasons. One, it's a way that they can watch their patients when they can't watch them in the office. They can see how their patients behave in their normal, natural environments. Also, it's a great way to get your patients more engaged into their own healthcare. It's a more fun way. It's kind of a game. So absolutely, that chiropractic and physical therapy is a great channel for us.
Questions? Over here.
So out of your current customers who've bought the product, is there anything, where are they coming from? Are they looking more at the clinical side of things, or are they more about the wellness side of things?
We find that our customers' motivation for wanting to improve their posture vary, and internally we call it pain, vein, and train. So there's people who are motivated by back pain, and posture is a leading contributor to back pain. And then there's also people who don't have back pain. They just want to improve their appearance. They want to look taller. They want to own the room, and they know that, standing like this says something different from standing like this. And then people who are into training or just general health and wellness, because posture correlates to core strength, and core strength is relevant to anything you do, fitness-wise, as well as, for breathing, circulation, digestion. So it's really interesting. We get a lot of different motivations, consumer-wise, healthcare-wise, and even corporate wellness in terms of why the product is relevant to their user base.
While I run the microphone to this next question, tell us about the price point, Monisha.
Sure. So we're currently selling the Lumo Lift as a pre-order at $79 off of our website. It will retail at $99 later this year once we start shipping. We did a crowdfunding campaign about a month ago, and in 1 month we were able to generate over 16,000 orders at over $1.2 million. And so there's definitely a lot of demand that we've been able to generate for this product. And if you buy now from our website at lumobodytech.com, you'll get the pre-retail price of $79.
I'd echo the earlier comment. It was a great demo. Question regarding the battery performance of the sensor. Is it expected you wear it extended day and night? And so how does the battery perform? And how's the
So it lasts 5 days on a single charge.
What are the plans for API for third-party developers, timeline, anything like that?
Yes, so we do have an API, and we've done some integrations. So, for example, with MyFitnessPal.
What advice do you have for people that are looking to crowdfund in the hardware space?
Wow, that's a great question. Crowdfunding for the hardware space, I think it's a fantastic way to get market validation for what you're doing. This was actually our second crowdfunding campaign. We did another one on Kickstarter for our first product called Lumo Back. It's the belt form factor. And it was a great way to know if we build it, will they come, right? Like as entrepreneurs, we're constantly encouraged and, pat on the back, tell me when your product's ready, I'll go buy it. But until you actually have people put their money down, it's hard to really assess whether there is a market need. And so for us, crowdfunding was fantastic for that. We chose to do it on Kickstarter the first time around, and we raised $200,000 for our first product. The second time, we actually chose to do it on our own website because we felt like we understood how to run a crowdfunding campaign, and we wanted to develop a close-cut relationship with the customer, and we didn't want a third party in between. We wanted to be able to develop our website in a way that the branding and the design was consistent with our branding. And so in doing it by ourselves, we were able to get a very positive outcome.
Yeah, I have a question as it relates to when people sleep. I know a lot of back issues if people sleep and they aren't. Do you have any plans to monitor people while they're sleeping, and how does that fit into the whole, back and the issues people end up having with long-term back pain?
So our technology currently is focused more on sleeping positions. So if you're already aware that there are certain positions you want to avoid, it's great. Like you can use pillows and things like that. Going back to the question with the chiropractor, we have chiropractors that use it to try to understand why their patients may have neck pain or shoulder pain. They ask them to use it while they sleep, and then they're able to, based on looking at, maybe they spend a lot of time on one side versus the other, and that's creating some asymmetry and misalignment. Then they coach their patients on how to use pillows and special, things to be able to sleep in a better position.
Questions?
Do you see your tracking device able to track more than just postures in the future, or is that something in planning right now?
So we're currently focused and able to track static postures when you sit and stand, and we can also track walking, running, and your sleeping positions. Where we see ourselves going is even deepening our capabilities of biomechanical tracking so that we can also track dynamic postures and dynamic positions. So you could imagine getting feedback on your running form to see, are you an efficient runner? Are you placing yourself at risk for injury? Or your golf swing, or yoga, or even if you have a job that requires lifting a lot, right? So these are all tasks, activities with our bodies where your biomechanics really matter, and the ability to have insights into how efficiently you're using your body and effectively you're using your body is really important. And that's where we see ourselves in terms of our roadmap really deepening our capabilities.
Hi, first off, I want to say great presentation again.
Thank you.
Could you talk a little bit more about how you're going to make the data actionable? As in, I'm wondering, when you're tracking all these biomechanical data, how do you make sure that a layperson knows, am I doing posture right now, and how am I supposed to know? Are there set guidelines that could tell someone to do that?
Yeah. So the ways that we make the data actionable today are when you slouch, the sensor vibrates. Also, you get a real-time notification if you opt in for if you've been sitting for too long, because we're able to identify sitting versus standing. So you'll get a little notification there as well. Things that we're building in are more contextual notifications. So let's say you're trying to get 10,000 steps by the end of the day, but you haven't yet, and you have a 4 o'clock meeting. It may suggest you take that 4 o'clock meeting as a walking meeting. And if you, for example, with your posture, if you tend to put more weight on one side versus the other, maybe suggesting specific exercises and strengthening things that you can do to create more alignment. So just really, we believe that the data has to be actionable, and it also has to be personalized for you, right? Based on where you're at, what your goals are, what your progress is, and really, it's almost like a little trainer that lives within your app and is able to give you personalized tips for you.
Last question. Oh, I know you guys still got them. Anybody else? You had one already? Okay.
Can you explain a little bit about your background and how you decided to start this, for all the entrepreneurs sitting here?
Yeah. So there's 3 co-founders. We're all Stanford graduates, one doctor, engineer, and I'm a second-time entrepreneur. And we started without having an idea. We knew we wanted to start a company that had a positive impact in the world and that could really have a big impact. And during that time, one of my co-founders started taking posture classes for his back pain. And these classes were literally life-changing for him. And so that's when the light went bulbing on for us. We thought, wow, well, if posture can have such a profound impact on people's lives, and these sensor-based technologies are becoming ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're in our smart homes and our smart cars. Why not on our bodies to be able to give feedback on your biomechanics? So that was the genesis of the company. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Monisha.